בטרם יציר נברא לעת נשא וחפצו כמו אזי מלך שמו נקרא ועם הרי ככלות הכל
Yavo Esri Esa Enai El Harim Me'ayin Yavo Esri. Esa Enai El Harim Me'ayin Yavo Esri Esa Enai El Harim Me'ayin Yavo Esri Esri Me'im Adonai Oseh Shamayim Va'aretz Esa Enai El Harim Me'ayin Yavo Esri. I lift up my eyes to the mountain. Where does my help come from? I lift up my eyes to the mountain. Where does my help come from? You know my help comes from God who made heaven and earth. Esa Enai El Harim
Shalom from Marty and Barbara.
Shabbat Shalom,
CBHT family.
Shabbat Shalom, CBHT family.
Shabbat Shalom.
Wishing everybody a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, y'all, from Whittier.
And the Great Smoky Mountains.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So glad to see all of you and be joined by my partners here in the services tonight. And to begin this Shabbat with the great joy of sharing it also with the child's family, as Jonah will be called to the Torah as a bar mitzvah tomorrow. We hope that you'll join us for that, and we will be in the sanctuary again tomorrow morning. So let us begin our service with the words, Hinei ma tov, it is truly good for us to be together.
Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet achayot gam yachad. Oh, how good and oh, how pleasant when we come together. Oh, how good and oh, how pleasant when we come together as one. Hinei ma tov, hinei ma tov u'manayim shevet kulanu gam yachad, gam yachad, gam yachad.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
You know, as the evening gets darker earlier, it appears that our lights grow brighter. So let's use these brighter candles, these brighter flames, to draw in Shabbat as we sing together this beautiful setting of Lecha Dodi.
Lecha Dodi. Shabbat Yechila Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Kabela Hitorri Kiva Orech Umi Uri Shida Beri Kevod Adonai Alayit Nigla Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Kabela Boi v'shalom Ateret bala Gam besimcha U'tehola Toch emunei Am segula Boi chala Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Kabela Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala Penei Shabbat Kabela Shalom Aleichem Hashalom Malachei Elyon Malachei Hashalom.
Please rise as we join together in our call to worship. Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach le'olam va'ed.
You may be seated. Please join me. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna meshane itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umesader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono. Borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or. Uma'avir yom umevi laila umavdil bein yom uvein laila. Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu B'shachbeinu uvekumenu Nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'devrei Toratecha Uve'mitzvotecha Le'olam Uvahem neged yomam v'layla ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uvkumecha uv'shartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uketavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'item kiddoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet.
The eagle of his nest no easier divest and gain the sky than mayest thou, except thyself may be thine enemy. Captivity is consciousness, so's liberty.
Elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilo tosefele, nora tehilo tosefele. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze Elianu ve'amru, ze Elianu ve'amru. Kodesh, nora tehilo dosefele, nora tehilo dosefele.
Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, v'hamidenu shomereinu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leShalom, V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. 'Cause when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around. Because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more war, and our children will play. One day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day, one day.
Ashkenazu Adonai, Eloheinu Leshalom.
One day,
V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim.
one day,
Ashkenazu Leshalom.
one day, everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright, 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 alright. Alright, 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 alright.
The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat through the ages as a covenant for all time.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim Asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufia itehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol v'Zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot u'Mevi Gula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen. Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye Metim Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv Haruach, Umorid Hagashem. Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Metim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Baal Givurod, Umido Melach, Melech Memid, Umechaye, Umatmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chachayot metim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye ha-metim, Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kedoshim b'chol yom yehalalu ha'selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh.
Now is the time to know that all you do is sacred. Now, why not consider a lasting truce with yourself and God? Now is the time to understand that all your ideas of right and wrong were just a child's training wheels to be laid aside when you can finally live with veracity and love. Now is the time for the world to know that every thought and action is sacred, that this is the time for you to compute the impossibility that there is anything but grace. Now is the season to know that everything you do is sacred.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, ve'amcha Yisrael, amcha Yisrael, u'tefilatam, ve'ava tekabel.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, ve'amcha Yisrael, amcha Tefilatam ve'ahava tekabel, u'tehi l'ratzon tamid, avodat Yisrael amecha, Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, ve'amcha Yisrael, amcha Yisrael, u'tefilatam, ve'ahava tekabel. Il karov lechol karov, b'nei avadecha, echonenu, shafach rochacha alenu, v'techezenu einenu b'shuvecha l'tzion, Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, ve'amcha Yisrael, amcha Yisrael, u'tefilatam, ve'ahava tekabel. Baruch atah Adonai, Baruch Hu Baruch Shemo,
המחזיר שכינתו לציון.
Amen.
The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, "Sit here, eat." You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit, feast on your life.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon. Shalom, shalom, shalom. V'tov beinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom, shalom.
We now call to mind all of those people in our lives who are broken in mind or body or spirit, offering them our blessings of healing and wholeness and peace.
Mi sheberach avoteinu mikor habracha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen.
From our congregational families, we think of Evelyn Aronson, Chris Argall, Amy Cooper, Andrew Fisher, Woldemar Donier, Dean Gabney, Roger Gluckman, Gabby Goldberg, Bert Horowitz, Stuart Goodman, Alicia Good, Nita Hicks, Chris Kuntz, Bernard Leader, Dina Paul, Deborah Sanders, Julie Sherman, Bob Ward, Marlene Wexelblatt, Nancy Ash, Shoshana Slatke, Jim Rudisil, Yetta Nalick, Judy Ayers, Steve Schimmel, Tom Gosnell, Richard Eisen, Jean Schimmel, Greg Kentera, Helen Kim, Char DeGrave, Patch Haley, Susan Barber, Susan S., Antonio Martinez, Pilar Martinez, Mommy, Diana Kleinman. Are there additional names to add, Lynn?
Alan and Lee Klein, Jeffrey Weinstein, Wally and Kim Baxter, Carlin Farelli, Gloria Cohen, Sheila Crandall, Philip Harris, Pat Cairns, the Bombalas family, the Waters family, Daniel Harris, Ann Walters, Linda Levine, Mindy Beller, Bo Farson, and Stan Tenen.
Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Let's now take a moment.
One.
Yehu liratzon im refi ve'yo libi lefanecha Adonai acceptable to you, O God, my rock and my redeemer. Yehu b'ratzon im refi ve'yo Adonai Zuri Vegoali Zuri Vegoali.
On August 12th of this year, Dr. Marvin Creamer died at the age of 104. Creamer was a professor of geography for many years at Rowan University in New Jersey, and also a history-making mariner. In fact, he was the first recorded person to sail around the world without navigational instruments. His 30,000-mile odyssey in a 36-foot cutter with a small crew made headlines worldwide on its completion in 1984. Creamer's 513-day journey would entail nearly a year on the sea, plus time in ports for repairs and reprovisioning. It is daunting enough to circumnavigate the Earth with the aid of modern global positioning technology, much less with medieval and Renaissance tools like a mariner's compass and a sextant. No mariner in recorded history has traversed the globe without at least a compass, used by sailors since the 12th century, if not before, or the sextant, introduced in the 18th century. In the grip of an obsession that had held him for years, Creamer shunned even those newfangled contrivances, as well as a radio, a clock, and a wristwatch. He chose instead to rely on his deep knowledge of the planet and its vagaries, and be guided by nothing more than wind, waves, the sun by day, and the moon and stars by night. Under cloud-masked skies, he could divine his location from the color and temperature of the water, the presence of particular birds and insects, and even on one occasion, the sound from a squeaky hatch that signaled the direction from which the wind must have been coming. Skills like these, he long maintained, had let the master mariners of antiquity answer the seafarer's ever-present life or death question, where am I? And in so doing, sail safely round the world. The question, where are you, is not one that I believe is reserved for only mariners, and it is not a question simply aimed at dialing in one's geographic location. It is one of the great existential questions posed at the very outset of the Torah, which we begin reading again this week. I'll remind you of the story. God has created a beautiful garden and placed the humans, Adam and Eve, in it. God instructs the couple that any tree except one is for their pleasure and sustenance. Temptation and deception lead the pair to eat the forbidden fruit, and their eyes are open. Soon after, they hear God's presence moving about in the garden, and they become afraid and hide. Then God calls out to Adam, Ayeka, where are you? If you stop and think about it for just a moment, the question is strange. Surely God knows where Adam is. He's in the garden. He put him there. As Rabbi Harold Kushner has taught, God's question inquires at least as to where Adam is vis-a-vis God. And it may be asking him, have you changed? Do you regret what you did? As Martin Buber tells the story, Rabbi Shneur Zalman, the great Hasidic master and the founder of Chabad, who lived in the 18th century in Russia, was once thrown in jail after those Jews who opposed Hasidut informed on him to the Tsar's police, claiming that Zalman had defamed the Tsar. And one of the jailers asked Reb Zalman, if God is all-knowing, then why does God ask Adam where he is? Surely God knows. The rabbi asked the jailer, Do you believe that the Bible is eternal and true in every generation to every person? Being a faithful Christian, the jailer said, "Yes, I do believe that." Zalman responded, "Then at all times, God asks every person, 'Where are you?' So many years and days of those allotted to you have passed. What have you done?" God says something like, "You've lived for 51 years. What have you done?" And since that was the exact age of the jailer, he was quite shaken. He stood up, walked over to the rabbi, placed his hand on his shoulder, and broke down and cried. Shneur Zalman taught that God didn't need to know where Adam was, but perhaps Adam needed to be asked, "Where are you in your life? Are you happy? Are you reaching your full potential? How are your relationships with yourself, with those you love? How's your relationship with God?" Today, perhaps more than any other moment in our lives, the question, Ayeka, where are you, feels harder to answer. We are, like Marvin Creamer, on the seas without traditional navigational instruments that previously we used to steer our way through life. Where are we now that we can't see our families? Where are we as we sail on without the company of friends? Where are we without the buoyant support of our community? Where are we without the ability to travel across oceans and land and mountains? Where are we in fulfilling our purpose if we can't engage in our vocations and volunteerism as before? With all of those questions being asked of us, I find Creamer's bravery and answer inspiring. He told the New York Times in 1978, "From everything I've read, the ancients didn't feel uncomfortable. They didn't have navigational tools, but they didn't seem afraid to go out to the sea anyway." They didn't have navigational tools, but they didn't seem afraid to go out to the sea anyway. To live in the 21st century is to know the comfort of having a myriad of tools that help us navigate our world. But it may be a mistake to think that life's path can always be bent in the direction we wish to go, even with all the instruments at our fingertips, that we can master life and make ours a predictable, comfortable journey. And it would be a graver mistake to believe that, short of tools, we shouldn't take on the seas anyway. Perhaps we might instead consider this moment as a call to be as brave as Professor Creamer was when he stepped on that boat with the faith that he would indeed figure it out, that he'd figure out where he was, and that he'd get where he wanted to go. To value this worldwide pause that we are having and listen to God asking us yet again, Ayeka, where are you? What will you do? Where will you go? Do you regret anything you've done? Is it time for a change? Under these cloud-masked skies, divine your location from the temperature of your heart. Look around for the presence of new companions to guide your soul. Feel the wind at your back, and then, lech lecha, go forth anew. In the spirit of going forth anew, I offer this blessing for the new month, which is coming up this week. Yehi ratzon milefanecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, shetechadesh aleinu et hachodesh haba letova v'livracha. Vatiten lanu chayim arukim, chayim shel shalom, chayim shel parnasa, chayim shetehevanu ahavat Torah v'yirat shamayim, chayim sheyimal'u mishalot libenu letova, v'nomar amen. Our God and God of our ancestors, may this new month bring us goodness and blessing. May we have long life, peace, prosperity, a life exalted by Torah and reverence for the divine, a life in which the longings of our hearts are fulfilled for good. Rosh Chodesh Cheshvan Yihye B'Yom Sheni, the new month of Cheshvan, will begin on Monday. We rise for Aleinu.
Shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kishmibchot ha'adama. Shelo sam hakenu kahem,
V'goralenu chol ha'amonam.
va'anachnu korim umitachavim umodim.
Lifnei melech malkei hamalchim.
HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Our thoughts turn now to all of those who have departed, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and our neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. We mention by name these taken from our congregational families in recent days and weeks. Rebecca Kaufman, sister of my Aunt Sarita, and Claire Arenzo, matriarch of the Green, Gould, Rawlings, and Vautrin families. As well, we recall the yahrzeits of Rebecca Diamond, Morton J. Farrer, Morton Gluckman, Laverne Hearing, Sadie Rabinowitz Shapiro Milner, Dr. Jerome A. Rame, Marvin Randolph, Leon Rosenblum, and Sarah S. Sagan. If it is your custom to rise or you are in mourning, you may rise as we join together in Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmed kudsha brichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru. Amen.
B'yado
My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I will not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand.
Hi, I'm Buffy Skolnick, representing the board, here to read you some announcements. Shabbat Shalom. A big thank you to Rabbi, Seth, and Sarah Kim for a service this evening. And a thanks to the Child's family for their participation as we welcome Jonah as a bar mitzvah tomorrow morning. Everyone's invited to join us right here at 10 o'clock in the morning for his service. Sunday afternoon, there'll be a celebration of life for Leah Carpin over Zoom. There are details in your Tuesday email, and a reminder email will go out again tomorrow morning with the Zoom link to everyone in the congregation. The service will be at 2 o'clock. Our Tikkun Olam Committee reminds us that in-person voting began this week and will run through Saturday, October 31st, so that you can cast your vote at any precinct in your county. Same-day voter registration is also available at early voting sites during the same period, and there's lots more information from them in your Tuesday email. Hineni, Understanding Racism as Jews. The Lottie Meyerson Tikkun Olam group that's working on racial justice has developed a series of Zoom conversations around the issues of racism and anti-Semitism. These first 4 programs will ask congregants to read and watch thought-provoking pieces before joining others on Zoom for moderated discussions on important issues. That'll all also be in your email with registration links on Tuesdays. Join Sisterhood and Kelly Fowler, president of our local chapter of the League of Women Voters, to talk about the League and its connection with history and the goals of the suffrage movement. That'll be October 20th at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Mystical Secrets of an Gestural Aleph Bet, a unique workshop offering entry into meditation, gesture, and movement. No training or knowledge of Hebrew is necessary. Through movement practices, Adele Packer will guide you into revisiting your body's locked history. Classes will be on Thursdays in late October to mid-December, and there's more information and registration links always in your Tuesday emails. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Hi, I'm Buffy Skolnick. On behalf of the board, Brotherhood, and Sisterhood, I'm going to present Jonah with his bar mitzvah gifts. But first, I want to say how happy I am for you that this weekend you are finally going to become a bar mitzvah. You're a person of strong character. You came into religious school a few years ago without any Hebrew experience, and that very year you passed more prayers in a school year than anyone else ever had in religious school, and you are on your way. You accomplished what's set in front of you, and that is admirable. You've learned a second Torah portion. You gave a beautiful first devar on your last Torah portion on something that's very important to you, the state of our environment. And we'll give another devar tomorrow. You began playing guitar last year during Kehila Tefillah, and for your bar mitzvah project, pre-COVID, you left school early on Fridays to play with Seth for Shabbat at a retirement home. You give of yourself easily and you take life in stride, but you know where your convictions lie. So welcome to your bar mitzvah weekend, finally. On behalf of Brotherhood, I want to give you a Tanakh so that you may always continue your Jewish studies. And from Sisterhood, you get a Kiddush cup so that you will always know the sweetness of Shabbat. And a beautiful certificate to mark, I've still got your sticker on it that says Jonah. To mark this day so that you can always tell your children that you learned 2 Torah portions, wrote 2 Devars, and that they should stop complaining about their Hebrew lessons. Mazel tov, my friend. I'm proud of you.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz l'te'avon. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, 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 yeah. 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 We all got a life to live. We all gotta give to give. Just open up your heart and let it out. We all got a piece to bring. We all got a song to sing. Just open up your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. We all got a tale to tell. We all want to speak it well. Just open up your heart and let it out. We all got a mountain to climb. We all got a truth to find. Just open up your heart and let it out. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Reshit bara Elohim. Reshit bara Elohim. Reshit bara Elohim. All our hopes and all our dreams. Reshit bara Elohim, each one of us, B'Tselem Elohim, Reshit bara Elohim, all our hopes and all our dreams, Reshit bara Elohim, each one of us, B'Tselem Elohim. Yeah, when I reach out to you and you to me, we become B'Tselem Elohim. When we share our hopes and our dreams, each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim. Each one of us B'Tselem Elohim.
Shabbat shalom, everybody.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.